yanze no kujya gushaka umugabo kubera ngewe
koko
yabonye nyine atajya gushaka umugabo ansiza nta muntu waza umbeka.
nukuri.
Life is probably the hardest thing to know how it works. Sometimes it turns out to be the worst, and other times it is the best. When such things happen, all we can do is play along with such situations because there is nothing that we can do to actually change what is happening. Ernesta is a boy that has been dying inside this house for years that he does not even know.
Ubumuga bwanjye mumaranye igihe kinini ariko ntago namenye igihe mumaranye ariko kubisa kose ni igihe kinini mumaranye.
It is so sad, but most times he wants to die, but it just doesn't happen, and he hates life and everything about it. This is Jen. She has been taking care of him from the day that they lost their parents, and their neighbors have always been laughing at her and advising Jen to kill her brother and get married because it is obvious that he will never get better, but she is so determined to give up each and everything to spend the rest of her life taking care of her brother. This is their story. In the beginning, life was so fine. Here lived a very happy man with his wife. They started a life together after they got married, and it was not long after then when his wife got pregnant and they were expecting a baby. They had a normal and beautiful child, and this child was Jen. She was well taken care of and everything was fine. When she turned 3 years old, her mother got pregnant again and they expected to have another baby. The other baby is Erneste. He was born as a normal child, though he is not sure of how old he is. He says that he is about 21 to 22 years old. When he was born, he was raised just like any other child in this society. He later started going to school and things were okay, but not for long, since a few years later, things changed and up to now, he does not know what caused it. One day, he was feeling so weak, but in the first place, he ignored it. The situation later became worse and his body was too weak to even do anything on its own. It was obvious that he urgently needed help. It got to a level whereby he failed to even stand up in a class, and his fellow classmates were the ones that carried him back home.
Nyine intege zikaza zigenda zicika abana bakaza bamvana ku ishuri banshitse muhira. Undi igihe kirajya nyine bugumya bukura. Igihe kiragira nyine nibera muhira sinajya ku ishuri.
He was still in primary school by then. Jen says that this is when everything got ruined. His parents took him to the hospital expecting to get treatment, and they had hope that he would be okay in no time, but this never happened. They kept on being transferred from one hospital to another until the doctors finally told him to go back home and stop seeking for medical treatment because there was nothing that they could do about it. Now they lost hope and came back home. From then, he has never left this house. They finally accepted the fact, but a lot of things were still happening and they did not see anything coming after Erneste had become disabled. As for Jen, she was still going to school normally, but her brother was always lying down in his room being taken care of by his parents. It was not long after then when their father also got seriously sick and he also needed medical treatment. Now it was her mother that was supposed to take care of her son and her husband at the same time. It was not easy at all, and it also did not take long when she also got tired and got sick, and now they got totally confused. Jen had to drop out of school at this point and take care of the rest of the family because they all needed her and she had to be there for them. She tried her level best and took care of them, but things did not go well. Both her parents died one after another. It was now them, Jen and Erneste, that were left on their own. Jen was still in school and she was not working at all. Life was really hard for Jen, and she noticed that there was no way that she could go to school anymore, and she had to drop out and take care of her brother because she was the only family that he was left with. Thereafter, they started starving. Jen later decided to go and start digging for people who give her $1 after she is done digging for the entire day.
Kareka ahantu hose ni mushiki wanjye bimfashamo akahangeza nyine yadahari nirirwa mu nzu yaba hari nkamubwira akanshyira hanze nanjye nkareba abantu.
It is only once in a while and it becomes harder because $1 isn't enough to buy for them food. According to what the both of them say, the only way that they ever get food is when a good Samaritan feels sorry for them and gives them what to eat. At this point, they do not know what to say anymore because it is obvious that they are going through a lot of pain.
Ngewe uko mbayeho abantu ngewe umuntu ubona mfite ikibazo ampereza utwo ndarira nyine muhira turabakene nta kintu twifitiye kurya ibiryo nyine n'umuntu nyine waturebye uko tumeze nyine akaduhereza ibyo kurya.
It has now been over 15 years and it is Jen that has been taking care of her brother and surviving with him as well. Her brother's condition never seems to get any better because it keeps on getting worse instead.
Ntago ari ngombwa ngo kwirirwa ngo uhetse ngo uriya mwana ntago ngo wazabivamo ahubwo ngo uzaje ngo kwishakira umugabo ngo mubise.
People in this society keep laughing at Jen because she keeps carrying her brother and she is so selfless to even care about her life. They kept on advising her to let go of her brother, find a man, get married and start a family of her own. She says that she always hears this from people that she thought were her friends. It is hard to accept that she was being told to abandon her own brother in a house and let him die. She could never do this because he is the only family that she is left with. Jen totally refused to listen to these people and she says that she will never leave her brother for anyone and she is more than ready to take care of him to the very end. This is right where she wants to be forever. Today, as their story is being told, they are really asking for help because they do not have hope of life anymore. Everything now hits them different and it makes them hate life as days go by, one day after another.
Nabasako ampereza akagare ndaza nicaramo ndiro nyine bakampereza nyine nibyo ndaza mbasha kurya.
They are now asking for help so that they can buy a wheelchair for him because he cannot even move his body at this point. They gave up on treatment since the local hospitals they went to told them that there was nothing they could do for him. The funds that will be used to buy for Erneste a wheelchair will be donated via Giving Life, a link that is in the description of this video and pinned in the topmost comment by Afrimax English. This will be of great help to them. Thank you for watching. My name is Prince. This is Afrimax English. Do not forget to subscribe.